chess, are you like, remember this opening, remember that move, and then that move? Or do you just think about, this is the opening I'm going to play?
I think in an ideal world, you would already have it all mapped out and planned it far in advance, just like with exams. But usually chess players, they stress out about it until the last moment. At least I do. And meanwhile, the game has kicked off. It's the Spanish opening, the Roy Lopez. The moves coming very, very fast. We've seen this plenty of times from Magnus Carlsen before, including during the World Championship match. And during the World Championship match, he was usually bringing the black rook across one square in this position. This is what we, and there we go, the rook does just sidestep any potential pressure on the A-line, and this is what we call the anti-Marshall. It's avoiding the Marshall Gambit, named after the American player Frank Marshall, and this position arose plenty of times in that famous clash between Nepomniachtchi and Carlsen. Giri must have done his homework here. Magnus knows pretty much everything there is to know about this position.
It's very interesting because Magnus was relying on this to retain the World Championship, and Anish has had all the time in the world to try and find something from the white perspective, knowing that he must win this game. So it really is a battle of preparation. Can he break Magnus down? I mean, I thought after the World Championships the consensus was generally that Black's a little bit worse in these positions, but you can't beat Magnus in them. That's basically what I gathered, you know, that Magnus is kind of like, you know, he's done his work and he knows that these positions are just about manageable. But we will see.
And what's exciting about Anish's team is that they're quite young and they're always providing fresh ideas. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they've taken from the World Championship match and how they're going to pose Magnus some problems. And this is why Magnus actually varies from his move that he played in the World Championship there. He actually picked up his h-pawn, moved it one square. Now he's developing his light square bishop.
Yep, and this is why Magnus likes these positions so much. It's exactly as you said, Simon. Black has a small disadvantage and will do for the next 10, 15 moves, but you're super flexible, you're super solid, you have options on every turn in terms of varying your move order, and it's extremely hard for white to find a knockout blow, something direct. And if there's nothing direct, then slowly that advantage might fizzle out from the white side. So I'm personally a bit surprised that Anish has gone for this in a situation where he really does want to win. It just feels like you're playing on your opponent's home turf. Yes, objectively, according to a computer, as we see the evaluation bar, you might have an advantage. It might say plus 0.5, it might even say +1, but in terms of practical play, your opponent is super solid. Your opponent knows all the defensive plans, and it's going to be hard to break through later. So we will see. But meanwhile, early days in this opening battle.
I feel the nerves for Anish Giri and for many of these players who are fighting to qualify for the knockout, and obviously everyone's dependent on all the other games. I'm not even sure if they can
exchange, and it goes, there was a small pawn once named Harry who had the whole white team to carry. He ran down his line and felt mighty fine when he turned queen and looked like a fairy.
That's pretty good.
Beautiful.
Nice work.
White is the one who can take the draw at any moment if he wants. Black is the one struggling and defending. I'm not sure that will translate into a kind of concrete physical advantage in terms of winning material or winning a pawn, being +1 up, but it's definitely easier to play with white. Okay, but repeating the position, this is the second time we've seen this position. Okay, Anish needs to find a different square for the white queen. If he takes the draw and then gets eliminated, I think he will live to regret it, so he should keep the queens on, at least play on a bit longer.
I don't think he will take the draw. I think we're safe there. I think he will.
Has he taken a draw?
Well,
that is
I'll
crazy.
eat my words.
Really?
What? Wow. Okay, Magnus meanwhile smiling, Anish bailing out with the draw. He could have kept the game going another 20-30 moves and then gone for the same draw.
Yeah.
Can't believe that. Strange decision.
Anish is sitting there looking at this. We will try to get reactions from both Anish and Magnus. Anish now at 22 points. Or is it 21? Sorry, 21 points, of course. It's basically not looking good for him, right?
Why did he go for a draw then? It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, the way I always think about it is you should never leave it in someone else's hands.